Hey, I'm Aja A, and welcome to Sunshine Haze. Don't forget to check out all the links that I have listed down in the description box, and if you like the video, please give me a little thumbs up. If you have any questions after the video is over, feel free to drop them down below. I try to respond to everyone. And if you all know people interested in astrology, numerology, tarot, or whatever I'm talking about on this channel, go on and send them this link. And don't forget to hit subscribe. And of course, thanks for tuning in and rocking with me. May this info help y'all live your best lives. Peace. Hey y'all. Welcome back to SunshinehazeCo. I am Aja A. This is a moon video for you guys. We just had the Pisces full moon, and I promise one of these days I will actually get these videos up on my channel on time. But the good thing about the full moon is that we'll be dealing with this energy for the next couple of weeks. So this video is still relevant and it is still on time, okay? So let's just get right into it. As I said, we are having a Pisces full moon. When we have a full moon, that means that the moon is opposite the sun. The sun is fully illuminating the moon. So when it appears in the sky, it looks like a big wheel of cheese, okay? As far as the energy is concerned, excuse me. Listen, I came prepared. I have my drink. I took a sip before I started the video. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But as far as the energy is concerned, when we're dealing with the full moon, we're looking at a time of illumination where things become clear to us with clarity, and also looking at a time to where our intuition, as they are intuitive, but our intuition is heightened, and it's also a time of release. Typically when I talk about the full moons, I say, don't use this as a time to, manifest new things, but by way of this Pisces energy that we're dealing with, which I will talk about in a few minutes, this is a really good time to plant seeds of intention. Not necessarily, do the work to see it play out, but it's a good time to plant the seeds of intention so that you can begin to clear out whatever it is that needs to be phased out in order for you to get into the spaces that you'd like to be in. So, this full moon, any full moon, it symbolizes the middle of the lunar cycle. It symbolizes the beginning of the end. So we are now at the space to where the moon is getting ready to finish up its cycle. So we are in a space where things are becoming clear to us, to where we see things how they need to be seen. Our intuition is popping, and we're getting all of that energy to prepare for what we're coming into next, okay? As I mentioned earlier, this is in the sign of Pisces, the fish with the tails tied together. They're swimming in different directions. One is swimming up, one is swimming down, as above, so below. Very Pisces energy, okay, my water sisters and brothers. Excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all. So, y'all know I got a lot of water in my chart. And so far, this full moon energy has been hella popping for me. So I want to say this is going to be a popping moon, but it really depends on what your chart looks like and how this moon aspects your chart. So just hop on Google and you can go to I like Cafe Astrology, and I believe it's astrology.com if I'm remembering correctly. I'm like, it can't be that basic, but I think it might be. I use those sites for pulling up my chart and looking at my transits. It's my allergies, guys. I'm sorry. I'm like, why am I dying? It's my allergies. That was my work phone. I'm like, I am not working a flight right now. What's going on? I don't know what that's about. But, yeah. So we've got the full moon in the sign of Pisces. I think it's pretty popping. Depending on what your chart looks like, it might be hella popping for you, or it might be a time of work. We'll put it like that, the time of work for you, okay? This full moon happened on, I believe Wednesday. Was Wednesday the 2nd? Yeah, Wednesday the 2nd at 1:22 p.m. That's Eastern Standard Time, and the full moon happened at 10 degrees. So let me rearrange myself, y'all. Get a little bit closer. I wasn't very comfortable right there. Excuse me, sorry. So, as I mentioned, having this moon, having this lunation in the sign of Pisces. Pisces are the fishies. Pisces energy, very sensual, very passionate, very positive as well. Pisces is considered the psychic sign, so there is this energy of this psychism, and like I said, really popping intuition, but it's by way of Pisces as well. And Pisces is also it's a water sign, so emotions are there. There's emotions. And Pisces is also very closely associated with the dream space, the dream realm. Okay, so a few things that I want to talk to you. I'm sorry, I do this every video. My chair is loud. I apologize. There's a few things that I want to talk to you guys about as far as this moon is concerned. And the first thing that I want to say to y'all is to just let the waters take you to where you need to be. As I mentioned earlier, the full moon is a time to where we're initiating the beginning of the end of the cycle. Okay, so we're all in a space to where we have ideas. We know what the life that we want to live looks like. We know what we want to be doing. We know the type of jobs we want to be doing. We know the type of work we want to be doing. We know the type of people we want around us. But as always, because 'tis life, there's sometimes some things that are keeping us from getting to the points that we want to be in. So with this Pisces full moon, we find ourselves in a space to where the things that we truly want, what our hearts truly desire, is very, very clear to us. It is illuminated by way of this full moon, okay? We know what we want. We know what we need. We know what's going to make us feel good. We know what's going to make our hearts beat, all right? And with the full moon energy, we're in a space to where we can actually begin to clear out what's stopping us from getting to obtaining our heart's desires. And also by way of the full moon, there is this notion of clarity so that we can actually see what it is that is holding us back. So with that energy, as I said, let the waters take you. Allow yourself to just flow along. Whatever needs to be rinsed away, let it rinse away while you are just coasting in the waves. And, let the current lead you to where you're supposed to be. Okay, water energy, and I don't like to put us out there like that, but water signs are wild. Okay, we're just a little bit better at keeping it under wraps. So y'all just wouldn't know. But water signs are wild. We will do anything if that's what we feel like doing. And I want to say take advantage of that energy for this moon. So if there's something that you feel like doing, that you feel like you're being pulled to, follow the currents, okay? And like I said, while you're following the currents, let everything else that needs to be washed away, wash away. So when you get to where you're going, it's on and popping. There's not that much work to do. You're ready to hit the ground running, okay? As I mentioned earlier, Pisces is a spiritual sign. Pisces is considered the psychic sign. So during these next couple of weeks, probably very strong around the full moon, I would very much so be paying attention to your intuition, paying attention to intuitive messages. And with this being Pisces, I want to go on and just say that it will most likely come by way of your dreams. Pisces is a very dreamy sign. If you know any Pisces people, or if you are a Pisces, you know exactly what I mean when I said that. Pisces gets lost in the sauce sometimes. They're a very imaginative sign. And with that being said, dreams are very strong for Pisces energy. So during this full moon, probably very much so around the full moon, around the shadow period of the full moon, dreams are really going to be popping. There's going to be a lot of messages coming in for us through our dreams. If you're into analyzing your dreams, I would definitely try to remember them when you wake up. I have a nightstand by my bed, like most people do, and I actually have a dream notebook, and I have a dream encyclopedia. So when I wake up, if I can remember my dreams, especially if it's a dream that I think it's important, I will write the dream down. And I'll look it up in the book, I'll write down notes, and I'll try to interpret it. And typically when I do that, it makes sense in my waking life. But with that being said, I talked about Pisces being wild and water signs being wild, and Pisces being very imaginative. And so for me, I believe that dreams come in different levels. I believe we do have dreams that are more so based on our subconscious, things that are happening in our waking lives that we're thinking about still while we're asleep. And then I also believe that we have adventures in the ethers when we dream as well. And so with this Pisces energy, there's a very thin line. So dreams might be a little weird. For the next couple of weeks, they may not actually make sense. I had a dream that I woke up cracking up the other day. I had a dream that I was talking to a squirrel, and I'm like, yo, I'm not understanding why you can't talk to me, because usually this works. In real life, I love animals. I will go talk to animals. I don't know if they talking back to me, but I've had instances in which I'm I'm pretty sure this animal understands what I'm saying. I don't know if y'all have squirrels come up to you and kick it with you, or like geese come up to you and kick it with you. But I do. So in the dream, I'm telling the squirrel like, yo, I'm really not understanding why like you can't talk to me. And I'm telling the squirrel, I told the squirrel, look, I ain't got time for this. Like, come holler at me when you got something to say. And I woke up laughing. That dream made no sense to me. I shared it with a friend later, and then I also shared another instance that happened in that day, and she's like, yo, that's what your dream was about. And like, she didn't break it down, but I went back and broke it down for myself, and I was like, yo, you're so right. So dreams may not make sense, but if you take a little bit of time to decipher them, they may make a little bit of sense, or they may give you a little bit of insight. I hope if y'all got squirrels talking to you in your dreams that you can understand them. And you don't have to wake up laughing like I did. I was like, this is so crazy. I told the squirrel, yo, I ain't got time for this. Woke up. So yeah, pay attention to your dreams during this time, because your spiritual messages are more than likely going to be coming through there. And also just pay attention to your intuitive messages in your waking life, because your intuition will be heightened during this time. More so during the shadow, but very much so during, the next couple of weeks, okay? What else do I got here for this Pisces moon? Creativity, yo. So, as I said, Pisces is a very passionate sign. Pisces is a heart chakra sign, and when I talk about our heart chakras, I'm not always talking about love and family relationships and friends. I also talk about the things that we like to do, the things that make us passionate. Y'all hear me say, what makes your heart beat all the time? And when I say that, I mean, like, what is it that you love to do? And this is a time, especially for creatives, for people who are into the arts, whether you're a musician, whether you are an actor, or a filmmaker, or a visual artist, or a dancer, whatever creative avenue you dip and dabble in, it's probably going to be popping off for you during the next couple of weeks. I actually was honored to have one of my best friends come out here for a couple of days. Didn't plan it, but she's a Pisces moon, and one of my other good friends, close friends from like way back, I had come over too. We worked on some of my music. Wasn't random, this was planned. Didn't realize that we had the Pisces moon happening, but both of those ladies are Pisces moons, and I was just like, ooh, this is magic. So a lot of creative projects probably popping off around this time, or a lot of things that, make, like I said, make your heart beat. I mean, it doesn't just have to be creativity, but creativity is going to be at the forefront for the next couple of weeks. But also by way of the heart chakra, it could be, some things that you've been thinking about. Some of you could be thinking about, your heart might be set on a new career, and that might be working on getting to that space might be at the forefront for you during this time. Your heart might be set on, finding love, and that might be at the forefront for you. You might start preparing yourself, get your hair cut, get your hair did, get your nails done, do some meditations, whatever people do to prepare for dates. I don't know. That might be at the forefront for you. So very, very heart chakra, whatever you're passionate about, but definitely if it has to do with the arts, will really be coming in for us during this time by way of illuminating what needs to be done to truly cultivate these artistic projects, okay? So some work may be done right now. It's not going to play out for you exactly right now, but you are really going to be really putting in the creative energy and the emotional investment by way of Pisces into these things. And I would go so far as to say with the full moon, and like I said, it's the beginning of the end of the cycle. By the time that we hit the end of winter, going into the spring, Pisces season, the things that we're working on now, especially our artistic and our creative projects, will really be popping off around that time. So if any of you have been working on anything around now and it's moving kind of slow, don't trip, because it's going to pop off for you probably around next year, right? And lastly, I like to talk about on the shadow side these signs. Pisces is confused. Pisces could be real confused when they are not within positive alignment with themselves, okay? Also, Pisces being a water sign, water and earth signs are very known for being prone to their vices when things get kind of heavy. With it being water, Pisces is known for heavy emotions and, as I said, confusion. So just be mindful of those energies around this full moon and around the shadow period in the next couple of weeks. If things get kind of rough, be mindful of, your alcohol intake. Be mindful of how many blunts you're smoking. Like, Do I need to smoke this many blunts? Am I already high? Am I already lit? Like, we don't need any more drinks, especially if there's some heavy shit going on. And then also just be mindful to like go over things a few times. We are in Virgo solar season, so before you make any decisions, before you make any moves, double down, Virgo down, and, you know, just reanalyze that stuff, because Pisces will have you out here tossed if you just move on a whim like water does at times, okay? Very quickly, this moon has a very positive aspect to it, a very strong positive aspect. It will be sextile to Uranus, and Uranus is a planet of change, so we've got this energy of very positive change coming in. So all of the things that I listed earlier, you know, reconnecting with the spirit, reconnecting with your intuition, talking about, you know, moving into where we truly want to be, to where we really feel good, and really moving into our artistic and creative talent and abilities. You know, sometimes when we are making shifts and changes, as you guys know, especially looking over the past couple of years, these things don't really flow. It takes a lot of work. It takes some breaking down. It's a very, you know, we had Saturn in Capricorn for the past couple of years, right? And Saturn is retrograde in Capricorn right now. So we're still dealing with a little bit of that. Really wrapping things up, figuring it out. I got a video up on that, so y'all could go watch that. I'm not gonna go into Saturn and Capricorn for y'all right now. Okay? Like, how are we looking? We're looking pretty good. So with this aspect here, the things that we like to see change, the change that we've been preparing for, it gives us this ease into it. So it's like a little bit of a, I don't necessarily want to say a breath of fresh air, because we all got a lot of shit going on, but there's not as much pushback, there's not as much resistance for the things that we're trying to step into, or the spaces that we're trying to be in. You know, we're, like I said, able to flow along the currents, flow into what we're supposed to be in alignment with, right? And with that being said, this moon is happening because it happened. The moon is happening. I was going to say the same thing again. The full moon happened in 10 degrees. And as you guys know, 1 is the number associated with new beginnings, independence, new cycles, and with change. And it is amplified by 0. So there is very positive energy surrounding all of these new things that we want to come in. Even though we are having a full moon, what we get from this energy is the illumination into what it is exactly that we want and how we can move things out so that we can get there, okay? I literally have welcoming the change and sailing out to sea written in my notes. This moon happened on the 33 day, which makes it even more poppin'. That's major master number energy. 33 is the highest number when we're talking about like the basic numerology numbers, you know, and it's a master number, so it carries a very powerful, highly spiritual vibration. Considered the master teacher. So during this full moon, like I said, there's the illumination of the things that we want to see play out for ourselves. So what we also need to do with this energy is take the time to do the research that we need to do in order to figure out how to get to where we need to be, and also take the time to put together a game plan and then allow ourselves to flow into it, and really learn and seek to change into what it is that we want to see ourselves being and doing, okay? And that's all I got for you. Positive change coming in, crazy wild ass dreams. Figuring out what our hearts truly desire and how to get there and how to clear the path for ourselves. And what else? And reconnect with the higher self. That's the last message there. Okay, so like I said, I think the Pisces full moon is pretty poppin'. Could you say that 5 times fast? I probably couldn't. I think it's a pretty dope energy. Again, it just depends on how your chart is set up and how this moon aspects your chart. But, you know, now that you know what energy is swirling around up there, you know, you can make the moves. You got free will. You can make the moves to make the best of it, right? So, I realized that I give you guys these videos about the full moons and the new moons, and that's really it. I hit y'all with a lot of good information, but I don't give y'all the real. A lot of my friends are always asking me, especially around the full moon and the new moon, well, what do you do? I'm curious. I want to know what it is that you do. And so I figured instead of just explaining this to everybody that ever asks me, to just put it in my videos. So I'm going to go over my full moon rituals with you guys, my process, what I do, how I get my Zen together during this time, what I use this time for, and you know, I hope it finds you well. There might be some things that I do that you might want to work into your spiritual routine. I mean, there might not, but you know, hopefully there is. If you made it this far into the video, you might actually really be interested. To start, I light a coal and I wait for the coal to get hot, and you know it's hot once it turns gray. And just so you know, you put this coal on top of a coal burner. If you don't have a coal burner, you can go outside and find like a large rock, and that works as well. You're going to put your smudge or your Palo Santo or your sage, whatever you're using. I use my Divinity smudge blend. It's a loose herbal smudge blend, which you can find on my Etsy shop. Once you have your smudge going, I like to take my stones, which I usually have separated in little bags by chakra, but today I just have them all laid out on this Rick and Morty rolling tray. I like to pass the stones through the smudge, make sure it hits them. And I do the same thing with my decks. It's really important to remember that spirituality and these rituals, quote unquote, are different for everybody. So all that matters is that you do these things with intention, and that can mean prayer, that can mean manifestation, whatever that means to you. Literally just do it with an idea of what you'd like to have happen in mind. So I smudge my stones with the intention of releasing the energies that they have absorbed by way of working with them, all of the energies that they've protected me from, and I smudge them to reactivate them and rejuvenate them of the original healing properties and of the intentions that I have originally placed. So once I pass my stones through and my smudge through, I typically will write my intentions. I actually wrote my intentions, I believe, first this time. And after I write my intentions, I like to say them out loud because I believe our words are very powerful. Not only are your thoughts powerful, but when you couple them with actually speaking them, you really speak and will these things into existence. So I say my intentions, and because I do intentions around the full moon this time, I like to burn them up as a way to release them. So I say my intentions out loud, I burn them up, I end them with a clause, and your clause is something that you just want to say every time to kind of seal the deal, and then I'm done. All right, you guys, that is it for this Pisces full moon video and Pisces full moon ritual. I hope that this information found you well. There are a hell of videos that I would like for you guys to watch. I've got the retrograde series up with all of the retrogrades in the retrograde cluster. Playlist is linked down below in the description box. As we are now in September, there is the September pick a card forecast or tarot reading up for you guys. I also have the September monthlies for all of the signs. And we're in Leo lunar cycle, so we're still rocking with some Leo new moon energy, Leo lunar cycle energy. That Leo new moon video is up. The Virgo new moon video will be going up in a couple of weeks. And I think that's it. I think those are all my plugs for you. Oh, support Black businesses, support a young G, support Black women-owned business, Black women entrepreneurs like myself, and book a reading with me. The way this will be edited, you will see where all of my jewelry went. Buy some chakra jewelry or some healing crystal jewelry from me. I actually do still have one on. I also offer numerology reports and natal chart reports, amongst what else I got? Magic candles, loose herbal smudge blends, all of the magic things, all of the divinity tools, all the things that you need to get your Zen right for you to live your best life. And I'm really not expensive, so just check out my Etsy shop, see what's on there. And thank you guys for tuning in. I will catch y'all next time. Peace.